We know how many people are infected and like what's being done to track the virus numbers.
There is no tracking in place to ascertain numbers outside of a hospital environment. It's simply too expensive to do so.
That's just not acceptable, you see, because you do realize our lives are currently on the line. That's infected our water supply. I think it'd be quite reasonable to raise such an alert level.
You guys mean to sit up here and tell us that you don't want to comment on questions regarding the safety of your public? Are you kidding me right now?
Hello everyone and welcome back to San Andreas' Finest. Real quick, the icon that you see on the title for this video, that little hazmat thing, just a reminder, that is for this this virus plot that we have going on. Every video that involves the virus plot will be there. You'll see that, and when the plot concludes, that icon will go away. But we are rejoining Dublin on here. The virus has been confirmed by the city and or by the state government, I should say, and there is a public press conference happening at Station 1 in just a few minutes. So we're gonna be heading over there. Glenn is in his personal vehicle today because as we saw, a firefighter who I will not name because I don't want to embarrass him or anything like that, backed the engine into the safety officer vehicle and put a pretty significant dent in the ram bar, the front grille, and the radiator. So that has to get turned over to the maintenance division of BCSO, who has the contract to do our maintenance for our vehicles. So I got to bring that up there later on, and we'll check out no, I shouldn't say check out as in check it out of the station with a form or whatever, however we do it. We're to get the keys to one of the command cars and use one of those in the meantime while it's being repaired. But he's in his personal vehicle today because he's just heading down to the station. So let's get over to that press conference and see what the state government has to say about this virus epidemic. I don't know. We haven't used that word yet, so we don't know. But let's go see what they decide to say.
Howdy, howdy.
Hello.
Morning.
I'm so not used to seeing you with your hair down.
Stuck doing PIO stuff tonight.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's an opportunity to quote unquote let your hair down. I don't know. Is it relaxing work? I couldn't tell you.
I've no comment on that one. I used to be part of PIO.
Yeah, well, especially since the state government's going to be here using our station tonight. I don't know. I just, people are so uneasy in the state right now about this whole thing, and I don't know. I got a bad feeling.
It's definitely had me running around with like a chicken with my head cut off. Me and Rips here had a meeting yesterday with the new interim Health and Human Services.
Yep.
Oh, really?
head. Yeah. Not much available that hasn't already been released to the public, but mostly just letting us know to make sure we have plans in place in case certain things happen. So
yeah,
it's basically just to prepare for the worst and don't release anything that may cause a panic. And I'm like, believe me, my team's already on that.
yeah. I really hope they. I hope they give a lot more info during this press conference, because like I feel like we're not getting a whole lot of info, and I'm a little worried. Like is it okay to shower? Is it like I don't know. I mean, luckily my water comes from the other reservoir, the one up in the hills. Like I'm literally below the dam, so my water comes right from there. So yeah, I'm probably fine.
I live on the western side of the hills, so I think mine comes from that one as well.
Oh shit, Ripley, you're from down in Davis. You probably get water from that reservoir.
Yep.
Oh shit. How you been feeling?
Alright, so far, but I want to know if it can transfer to animals or not because of Oscar.
Yeah.
That dog fucking hurt, man.
That dog jumped your ass, shit boy.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck I did. I think that dog got the damn virus.
I think it's for existed.
Sit next to this lovely gentleman.
Hello, sir. Oop.
My apologies.
That's right.
Everybody's in.
Concerts have taught me anything. You never sit in the front row.
Yes, sir.
I don't know why he's here, but you know.
Except for his fucking weird ass looking nose.
Not you. Or not him, you.
Oh, yeah, you're right, sir. Back when I used to go
I
to
hate you, bro.
church back in Ireland, I never sat in the front either. Second or third row is always the best.
Another Irishman. Lovely.
Oh, you as well?
Damn.
Oh, I'm sorry, man.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I
we
cannot
apologise
sit
for the
down
delay.
on this
Any
thing.
members of the
Why did
press
I
in the
do
building,
that?
you can
I
make
didn't
your way to the
want
front row, please. If you're not pressed, please make your way back to the back 2 rows if that's possible.
That'll be me then.
Ever since I started drop shipping, man, I've been reading.
Oh, you're one of those filthy drops.
Go ahead and take a seat for me, sir.
Ah,
if you
Guess
have
what,
one.
brother? That drop ship paid for my fucking Hellcat out there in the parking lot, dog. I don't want
I
to hear
hope it
that.
gets burned, man. I hate those Hellcats.
Why
Gets
do
public.
you want people to
Goddamn
get
noise.
burned, man? God damn, what the hell
You
is...
guys keep bullying me and making annoying stuff, and you drop ship stuff. I mean, you drove
Hey,
people's
man.
business out of the damn
You don't
water,
even
man.
you don't even know what I drop ship, man. You don't even know my product.
Yeah, but it's probably stupid.
Man, you're an asshole. Put a whip with my head.
Amazing.
Alright, bro.
My name's Glenn, by the way, sir. Yours?
Lovely to meet you, Mr. Glenn. My name is Ledren.
What was it?
That's a lot of guys in suits.
Yeah,
And we're
well,
really
I
a
kind
police
of-
guy, not
Want
in
to
a
just
suit.
apologise for any delays you may have encountered for today. Thank you for joining us today and for this important press conference. I'm Jack Samuels, I'm the Governor's Press Secretary. I'm also
I don't
alongside
know.
Butch Wrangler, the Director of Public Works, Dr. Terry Callahan, the Secretary of Health and Human Services, and Thomas Yorkman, the Director of Los Santos and Water and Power.
Anybody else?
Today
over
we
here,
have gathered
dude?
here to address the BM01
I mean, I can
virus
hear him, but
virus.
barely.
This is an issue of the utmost importance
I gotta move
and
on, man.
requires a collective attention and action. Before we delve into the
Oh my god.
today's discussions, I have the privilege of sharing a message from the Governor Tarkin. He regrets not being able to be here in person
Can I
with us
stand
today,
next to you?
but entrusted me with the responsibility on conveying his remarks on this critical issue.
I can't hear.
My loyal subjects, with the current state of affairs, it felt right to speak to you about the BM01 retrovirus. I have assigned the state's health department, Health and Human Services, to investigate the source and symptoms of the virus. With the current information at hand, we do not have reason to believe at this current moment that the virus is lethal or signs that it is chronic. To take precaution, I have ordered the closure of the Tatvium reservoir under the advice of San Andreas Public Works and the Department of Health and Human Services. I would also like to take a moment to address the pressing concern that has surfaced among the public stemming a video circling across the internet. Let me be unequivocally clear. Neither I nor anyone in my administration has any connection or association with this troubling allegations put forth by this so-called dark matter fellow. I, as the Supreme Governor, remain committed to the health and well-being of the loyal citizens of this great state. While we face a formidable challenge, let us stand shoulder to shoulder, resolute in our determination to protect the welfare of our communities. But make no mistake, overcoming this situation will demand sacrifice, discipline, and unity. Together, we will prevail. Those were the remarks from Governor Targan and the main talking point of today's discussion. Another point that needs to be addressed is the current water supply. Due to the ongoing closure of the Tatvium reservoir, the city is experiencing a significant reduction in its water supply. This shortage necessitates immediate conservation efforts from its residents and businesses to ensure sustainability of our water resources and the continued functioning of essential services. For those who are here with us today that have questions, please feel free to raise your hand and we will call upon you. We will ensure that everyone gets a chance to participate within the discussion. Remember to keep your questions concise and relevant to the BM01 retrovirus, health and the security of the water supply. You may ask your questions. Sir in the white shirt.
How will the government be assisting hospitals in the treatment of patients?
I'm going to pass this question on to our health secretary, as he has more information on this than myself.
Hello, I'm Dr. Kellam. I am the health secretary, as described by our lovely friend here. To answer your question, we made the appropriate arrangements with hospitals and emergency services via internal emails, and reaching out through public health workers to essentially help to prepare hospitals for the possibility of an epidemic type event within the state of San Andreas. As my colleague said, we do not believe there is any lethality to this virus. We do not believe it is chronic. However, there are some people who may have symptoms which they will be unable to manage by themselves, and for that, our hospitals have been prepared. They have been briefed for anything along those lines.
Okay, thank you.
Alrighty, next question. Sir in the back.
Yeah, I got a two-parter here. Number one is you said this is contagious.
The governor has no comment at this time. Next question.
And my second part of the question was, has this made spread down into, you know, the city?
Mr. Timothy, would you like to take this question?
So at this time, the only confirmed spread is to the Tatavium Mountain Reserve, which, as stated before, has been closed off. The city is currently working off of the cleared Vinewood Reserve.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
What is the current impact on the water supply for the entire state?
At this current time, we believe that the county is not affected, but for the city, the water supply has been cut down, and we do urge citizens to reduce their water intake. Next question, please. Sir in the back.
Quick question. Do we know how many people are infected and like what's being done to track the virus numbers?
Mr. Health Secretary.
At the moment, the state of San Andreas has had one confirmed hospital admission as a result of the virus. As of now, we can't. There is no tracking in place to ascertain numbers outside of a hospital environment. It's simply too expensive to do so. Should the virus continue to progress, the possibility of home health testing will be explored further.
And I guess just a follow-up question, I apologize for overstepping. Is there going to be an effort for tracking numbers, and what's going to be done to encourage people into reporting symptoms as well?
As I said before, we don't believe there is any lethality to the virus. We don't believe that it will cause any long-term health effects. If our information changes, our stance will change along with it. But at the moment, there is no need for any form of reporting or any form of concern from the everyday citizen of San Andreas.
My concern is it going to be contagious to any of the local wildlife or pets that we own?
We will provide you with more information as it comes along. Next question, please. Sir in the white shirt.
What support packages is the government going to be supplying the citizens who have not only been infected by the virus, but have also had their jobs and water and all that stuff in terms of buying water? How will you be supporting us financially?
The governor will provide you with more information that comes along. Next question, please. Sir in the grey jacket.
Oh, yeah. So, like, because apparently one of the side effects of, like, people, like, muscle spasm and stuff, like, if someone is infected with the virus and assaults somebody with a muscle spasm or something, are they going to be charged with a crime, or, like, how's that going to work?
That's an incredible question.
Yes, that's a good question. I'd quite like to know too.
Me too, please.
Yeah, me too.
For the time being, the governor does not have a answer for that question. Next question, please.
That's just not acceptable, you see, because you do realize that our lives are currently on the line every single time we get pulled over by one of these cop people. And we are infected with said virus. There's no direction to stay home or do anything, and we happen to have a muscle spasm, and then we can get charged for it. I'd say that's very bad.
Well, what happens when a cop has a muscle spasm, pull the trigger,
The governor has
somebody
no comment
innocent?
at the time for that question.
Man, this governor
Yeah.
has no
Next question,
comments
please.
about anything.
How are we going to be safe?
This is not exact. It's not exactly refreshing.
Sir in the black jacket in the middle row.
Is the state doing anything to import water into the city for residents? Bottled water.
Director of Water and Power, if you'd like to answer that.
At this time, no. However, future plans can be considered for such if the downtime of the Tatavium water reservoir is significant.
Sir in the black jacket, middle row.
Yes, thank you. Although I do believe that the lovely gentleman in the white shirt put his hand up first.
Sir in the white shirt.
Okay. Well, from what you've been saying, is the government going to do anything for the citizens of San Andreas, or just going to hide like usual?
The government is doing as much as it can for the citizens of San Andreas. Next question, please.
Doesn't really sound like.
What is our current water supply for the city? Are we dangerously low on the water? Or are we pretty fine on it? I'm not entirely too sure on that.
I will let the expert of the Director of Water and Power answer this question.
Sorry, would you mind repeating the question? I didn't quite hear it.
Yes, what are the current levels for the water supply for the city? How long can we last without the other reservoir?
The current levels are being assessed as it stands with reduced water usage by the citizens, which we are, again, asking for, and as it kind of is your hearts to please do. Currently, as it stands, we last to have the water supply for a very, very long time. However, water reduction is still asked for just as a precautionary measure.
What do you mean a very, very long time? Can you give an estimated range at all?
I don't have an exact estimated range off the top of my head currently. That would be something I'd have to talk to some of the researchers in our department about.
You think comfort?
Sir in the back.
If you guys are supposed to be the people who know so much, then why are you guys sitting up here telling us you don't know?
The governor has no comment at this time. Next question, please.
So, as y'all may know, I run EMS here and am the main free hospital provider for the state of San Andreas. As I know right now, there are little to no symptoms with the virus that are truly life-threatening, but there has been little to no direction from the mayor, or from the governor rather, regarding the direction of how y'all want us to go about it. I have been going under my own direction currently using sound logic, evidence-based thinking, to try and treat people and deal with these people. Do y'all have any plan on, reaching out with my office and the office of other healthcare providers to try and deal with this?
Chief Garrett, as I'm sure you're aware, you received an email from myself, which was also sent out to the University Health Network, the San Andreas State Police, the Blaine County Sheriff's Department, the Los Santos Metropolitan Police, and the San Andreas State Police, which provided the government's direction on this as a virus. I also advised every department not to take any active action, and that preparation is the current stage that we are working with.
Are we moving for current and updated meetings as this goes on, as things are found, or is this a one-off statement?
As of yesterday, actually, I've begun organising meetings with public services. I met with Battalion Chief Andy Davis yesterday and one of his line officers. I'm currently making the rounds for every department to try and meet with you as soon as I possibly can.
Wonderful.
Seems to me like this government is awfully unprepared.
Sir in the white shirt.
That's
What I'm thinking as well.
So, just following up on what the chief said. Oh, which white shirt? The two of us.
We'll go for the far left.
Okay, you go.
All right. Are there any current plans to raise the statewide hazmat awareness level, or are we remaining as is?
From my knowledge, the governor has no plans to raise the level.
Okay. Gotcha.
Well, why not? Currently, this is a medical. This is a fucking virus, for God's sake. Excuse my language. That's infected our water supply. I think it would be quite reasonable to raise such an alert level.
I will pass your question on to the governor, but please raise your hand before asking the question.
I don't think that was a question.
Next question, please.
Alright. Yeah, so like you say it's like not hurting people, not killing people, dog. But like shouldn't you still be working on like a vaccine or cure or something? Because it is still like a virus, dog. It's still like doing stuff to your body and stuff, dog.
We will provide you with more information as it comes along. Next question, please. Sir, in the middle row with the white shirt.
Okay, so as the chief said earlier, you have told the department not to make any preparations for the virus. So you're not even going to tell them to wear personal protective gear to ensure that they don't pass it on to us. So you'll just total disregard for public safety.
I'm going to have the Secretary of Health continue this.
I believe you've misinterpreted what I said, sir. I did say during my email to all the departments within the state of San Andreas to begin active preparations, however not to begin any sort of changes to their policies until we can confirm any issues, any form of intervention that may be needed to be taken. Currently we are in the very early stages of knowing about this virus. We found out about it the same day that the release came on social media. We have had about 5 days to perform our necessary research, and of that we are working around the clock.
Okay, well thank you, my apologies. Just to follow up again, sorry. So you're telling me that you had to wait for a man who we don't know who he is on the internet to tell you that your water supply was infected. You couldn't figure that out yourself.
The Director of Water and Power may be able to tell you more on this, but I do not believe that virology testing is within their normal sort of water level testing. It's not what they normally test for.
So you don't test that we're not getting infected by drinking water, we should be safe. Okay, that's great to know. I appreciate that.
That does not make sense. It is within the public's right to know that their water is being tested to make sure there's no contaminants and stuff.
Raise your hand.
It's not a question, it is a statement.
Sir, in the middle row in the white shirt.
Yes, if I may just help answer the previous question about preparedness of our I just want public to know fire department is in constant communication. Our chain of command is in constant communication as we get information concerning this. We do have plans in place and are preparing plans in case things do escalate. So I do not want y'all to worry on that. We will be on top of that as we get more information ourselves.
Next question, please. So in the back with the beige hat.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to be completely honest here with my own opinion. I don't know who I speak for when I say this, but it seems to me like you guys don't have regard for the safety of your public. I think the point of a city is to keep everyone safe. And even if this disease isn't life-threatening or isn't proven to be life-threatening, it's still most likely going to cause things that's going to irritate the public and cause outrage. So I just want to know if you guys are doing anything to take that into account.
The governor remains committed to the health and well-being of the loyal citizens.
Sure.
Next question. So in the back with the grey hoodie.
Hey man, can you hear me?
I can.
Does this affect Blaine County in any way? And if so, how do I not be affected if I live up there?
From our current knowledge, actually, I'm going to have the Director of Water and Power take this one.
I do thank you for that question because it is part of a briefing which will come out possibly later in the week from us as Los Angeles Department of Water and Power, but Blaine County currently as it stands does not have any risk of infection in the water supply itself. The only risk is from the Tatavium Mountain Reserve, which has been closed.
So I don't have to like boil my water up in Blaine County or anything, or do I need to still do that?
It's still recommended to take precautionary actions, however, as it stands, there is no current threat to the Blaine County system.
Alright, thank you very much.
Question, please. So in the back of the grey beanie.
I'm gonna walk up again so you hear me. Hey, so like, what about like low income areas like Forum and Grove Street, like people who can't afford to be buying cases of water 24/7 because you guys can't take care of your own reservoir. You can't even do tests on them regularly, and only find out from some random guy on the internet who names himself Dark Matter, dog.
The governor remains committed to the health and well-being of all the citizens of the states. Next question, please. Sir in the white shirt.
Now, I would like to address the elephant in the room. As we all saw, the video from this Dark Matter person, I'm not saying it's good or correct or anything. I just want to clear something up because obviously it's a concern to us. She mentioned that the state government has created this virus and then not disposed of it correctly. What can you mention about that?
The governor doesn't speak on any conspiracy or any of that sort. Next question, please. Sir in the middle row.
I guess another elephant in the room. Did this originate from Humane Labs?
What a joke, alright.
We'll provide you with more information as it comes along. Next question, please. Sir in the white shirt.
Why isn't the governor here in a state of crisis when when his state's in a state of crisis?
The governor is currently in meetings attempting to deal with the virus. Next question, please.
Thank you.
Sir in the middle row.
Yes. What are we currently doing about the water, the already contaminated water that's circling around the city right now?
Actually, we can have the Department of Water and Power answer this one.
Currently, the department as a whole is looking into technologies and new advancements to our water filtration station located at the Tatavium Mountain Reserve in order to better filter and better protect the water supply. At this time, it is an in-development issue.
Sir in the white shirt.
I have a question for the Director of Water and Power.
Yes, sir.
So as you just quite clearly stated, you're saying you're upgrading the filtration systems at the TeknoAXE Reserve. Are you saying that the major water supply for the entire city has been outdated in terms you've been being a threat to our lives, to giving us contaminated, unsafe water?
No, sir, that was not the intention of that statement. The TeknoAXE Mountain Reserve is still capable of full water filtration to the city and the entire state. However, due to this current development, it has come to the attention of Department of Water and Power that investment in new technologies, which were not required before, is worth good investment in good research.
Okay, I just have a follow-up then. So, you're saying that the water supply, you have a virus. This isn't this obviously isn't going to be a crazy new bacterial invention. It's a virus. You're saying that our water supply has been unfiltered from viruses.
No comment on that.
Oh, fuck.
Well, that is not exactly pleasant to hear.
I mean, are we fucking serious right now? You guys mean to sit up here? Oh, my bad. You guys mean to sit up here and tell us that you don't want to comment on questions regarding the safety of your fucking public? Are you kidding me right now?
Hey, let the man
You
speak.
guys are the worst fucking government I've ever seen in my life, and I've lived in some shitty ass places. Are you fucking serious? Oh, get the hell off me! Get the hell off me! What are you doing?
Silencing
I'll
people who
leave.
want to
I'll leave.
concern
I'll
about their
fucking
safety.
leave. Okay? I'll fucking leave. I'll fucking leave on my own.
Nick, sir in the middle row.
Yes. As you can see, I'm a member of the fire department. My question is, obviously, all of our rigs, or most of our rigs, contain water that we use for firefighting and other such tools. And we do, down here in the city, get our water from the city supply. We don't have a filtration system that goes from the city water supply into our apparatus. So what can we do as a fire department, if it's not already been addressed with Chief Snyder here, regarding our water supply in our rigs and using them? Because we do, as firefighters, use water, as you know, and we do, when we handle our hose lines or our pump apparatus, anything like that, we're guaranteed to touch water. That is a part of our job. So what do we need to do to safen our water supply, not only for us, the first responders, but also the public that we are going to be using this water around?
I do believe the Health Secretary does have an answer for this one.
So I did touch on this with Battalion Chief Davis last night, but at the moment it's boiling down to the correct use of personal protective equipment. In time, as we're aware, the TeknoAXE Mountain Reservoir is shut. Your water supply is now coming from the other source in Lake Vinewood. In time, as you use the water in your tanks and replenish it, it should self-cycle itself out. Obviously, it all depends on the rate at which you're using the water.
Okay, thank you.
Next question, please. Sir in the white shirt.
This is another question for the Health Secretary.
Yes, sir.
Just so, in terms of, as the safety officer here said, the water that the fire department has been spraying onto our house, into the street, putting out fires. Before you were aware of the virus, are you saying that there could be contaminated water in the streets from water that's come out of our house that they've put out? Is there something we could do about that?
Currently, with how the water cycle is, the likelihood is that any water that was on the streets 2 weeks ago is no longer on the streets. It would have evaporated up. There is obviously the possibility that, yes, there will have been contaminated water in the streets as a result of the fire department extinguishing fires and all of those, all of the incidents where they incorporate water into their emergency planning. But it would be long gone by now.
Okay, just to follow up, is there anything that could potentially be contaminated that we should be concerned about? Just anything possible, so we can know our safety.
Currently, as far as we are aware, the only thing contaminated with the BM01 virus is the water supply. As soon as more information comes from our research in the Health and Human Services Department, it will be published in a similar format to our other press releases. We won't be holding any information back.
Thank you.
Next question, please. Sir, in the back row.
So if we're like exposed to this stuff, are we gonna be required to quarantine?
Mr. Health Secretary.
As of now, until we can confirm other methods of spread, other symptoms, and the lethality of the virus, there is no quarantine order in place for anyone who may be experiencing symptoms of BM01. You are obviously welcome to go to a hospital. However, as was included in the press release, we do recommend that you call the hospital prior to your arrival so they can make the necessary arrangements.
All right, thank you.
Sir, in the middle of the row.
Do we know yet if or how long the virus lasts outside of water? So, say, for example, water splashes upon a surface and the water evaporates. How long does the virus continue to survive outside of water?
We'll provide you more information as it comes along.
I can answer that question.
Oh, can you? Alright.
I can answer that question. As a provisional at the moment, we've been working off the fact that it is a retrovirus. Retroviruses can last around several hours to several days on non-biological surfaces. It's completely different if it were to end up on your skin. Obviously, we encourage hand washing, we encourage the general upkeep of hygiene. However, while the virus itself may last from hours to days on non-biological surfaces, it will only remain infectious for around about a day. As I said, further testing is ongoing. When we know more will be published to you immediately by the Department of Health and Human Services. But we are very much in the early days of our research.
Thank you.
Sir in the white shirt.
I have a question for any law enforcement.
We don't have any law enforcement here for the...
No, okay. I'll just talk question for you then, as the government. What is being done to neutralize the threat of this dark matter person? Do we know who they are? Do we know who they are? How are we going to investigate this? Because we don't know if they're a threat to us. We don't know if they've infected us or anything. But what is the state doing to ensure him or her?
We don't answer any questions on any conspiracy. Next question, please.
It's not conspiracy, is it?
Next question. Alrighty, we'll be ending it here if no one has any more questions. Thank you for all turning up, and we'll try to get you with more information as it comes along.
All right, well, that concludes the press briefing that the government had for us. Definitely a very interesting response to the, what many consider a crisis or even an epidemic. It seems like people are pretty afraid and pretty frightened about this whole thing, and now very angry at the government for either a lack of responses or withholding responses. Just very interesting. So, yeah, we're going to have to see how that plays out here in the future.